The House of Representatives Ad Hoc Committee on Volume of Daily Fuel Consumption has summoned the Group Managing Director of the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, Mele Kyari, the CBN Governor, Godwin Emefiele, Minister of State for Petroleum, Timipre Silva, and the Accountant General of the Federation. This follows the refusal of these major stakeholders to honor the invitation to appear before the committee despite receiving invites from the committee's clerk. The ad hoc committee on the volume of daily consumption of fuel was set up on Thursday sequel to a motion sponsored by Honorable Sergius Ogu at plenary. Part of its mandate was to investigate to determine the daily consumption of PMS in the country to ascertain ways to handle the issue of subsidy, amongst others. But the absence of the critical stakeholders like NNPC, NPA, CBN, AGF, and even the Minister of Finance and her permanent secretary at the hearing infuriated members, including the representative of the Speaker, Honorable Peter Akpatasin.
It is not acceptable to the Parliament that people, organizations that are saddled with the responsibility of managing a critical assignment like the distribution and accounting for the distributed and sold PMS in this country will be reluctant to come here to do their duty. Your job is not only to go to your office and do whatever you do, but you have to also come out and respond to the call of government to show accountability for whatever that you are doing as an agency of government. Even if you are a private organization that is also participating in the process of distribution, you must be accountable. So we want to see this attempt by critical stakeholders to absent themselves from this investigative hearing as an attempt to frustrate the effort of the committee.
The Oil Corporation of Nigeria, the paying agency, which is the CBN, PPMC, and all of those are not here. What data, what facts can we get from those who are also onlookers or contributors? It must first come from them. In a nation where we have an annual appropriation of about 17 trillion and we're spending over 6 trillion on subsidy alone, almost half of the nation's revenue, and nobody takes this seriously. I'm not too sure whether we want the nation to succeed or whether we want it to go completely under.
However, the committee still went on with proceeding after the intervention by some members advising that legislative time should not be wasted. It then gave time to agencies like IPMAN, DAPMAN, Governors Forum, the Organized Labour, amongst others, to make submissions.
I want us to also look at time and the implications, financial and social implications of those who are here, who are not just in representative capacity, but have the powers to be here to represent those organizations. Mr. Chairman, I want us to look at how many of us who have traveled from far and near to be here, how parliamentary man-hour is very expensive. I want to put some amendment to the motions moved by my colleagues to say that a few of them who are legally here, Mr. Chairman, we can take them. But those who are here and do not have the capacity to represent their bosses, Mr. Chairman, I want to ask that those we cannot take them. But as Nigerians, Mr. Chairman, they can sit down, they can watch, they can listen, they can be part of what we are doing, but they may not be able to give any evidence that will be acceptable by this committee.
The committee thereafter adjourned Senadai. Annie T. Patrick, Call TV News, Abuja.